Let's go. And I'm not sure how long this is supposed to be, so I'm assuming 30 minutes. Is that correct? Does anyone know? Yep, thanks, Jess. So we are bang on time, and this is a last minute thing, and ironically, we are doing this on hacking efficiency. So ironically, here's what happened. Can you guys hear me okay? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Yep. So, is everyone muted? Is that what it is? Right, got it. So, about an hour and a half ago, Nick hit me up and said, hey, can you stand in and do a leadership coaching Zoom? Yep, absolutely. He said, you've got a Mac, haven't you? Yep, never use it. So I come home and the Mac doesn't work. And then I can't log into this on my phone because it's programmed into my own Zoom. There's a whole bunch of things. However, we made it work anyway. And this is about leadership AQ, how to make things work. And what I want to talk about is the efficiency of it. How do you get everything done in the course of a day? Now, obviously, everyone's situation is different. Some of you, I'm aware, have got families, you've got children. Nick and Josh have to spend 3 hours a morning combing their beards. By the way, I have the weirdest, and I'm not even telling you the fullest thing, but I caught Nick putting oil on his beard. I don't know what that's got to do. And he was doing something else as well, but I'm not even discussing that here. So let's get right to the point. I basically make everything efficient for myself. So I can give you my sort of hacks that work for me. And every month or every quarter, I write them down. I have one book, which I've got everything in, Pruvit book. I've got my intentions in there. I'm working on my 2019 ones, actually, already. And this is stuff, and it's next to my bed. Got my, what do you call that? Pre-boot in there. So it's all in one book. It's just everything goes in the same place. So efficiency-wise, I'm not looking for, like Nick the other day was going through 300 sheets of paper trying to find something on Monday. I'm also terribly disorganized. So I know if I've got one book, that's where it goes. So on my efficiency, one thing I'm finding, and I was speaking with Dawn, spoke about this a few times, and I guess it's a side benefit to drinking ketones is you don't get flustered as much. You don't get stressed as much. So when things are not running right and the AQ's got to kick in, it's easier for us than someone that's not drinking the tones. So here's my most efficient things that I'm working on at the moment. I meditate in the morning before checking my phone. Now, ironically, my meditation app's on my phone, so I have to not look at messages. Because I think BU was talking about this in, Fort Worth, about all of a sudden your brain starts engaging when you see messages and you just check your phone, or just check social media. So I have an app called Headspace. And if you're new to the meditation world, it's a great app. You can set it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can build it up 15 minutes a day. I do that in bed. Then, and these are just things I do. It's going to be different for everyone. If you've got kids jumping up and down on the bed, it's going to be a bit more awkward. I also, when I've done that, I answer all that valid, and that's the key word, valid, overnight texts and messages. I don't take phone calls at all before getting out of bed. My voicemail actually says, I don't take phone calls and no point leaving a message because they are never, ever checked. And still people leave messages. So, and this is a case of making your time efficient. My notifications on my phone are only on for text message, what's it called? FaceTime video and Facebook Messenger. Those are the only ones. I check emails maybe once a month. However, if someone that I work with closely understands, they'll message me and say, check your email now. So if it's something pertinent, I'll get to it. Otherwise, I don't waste my time. And I learned this from Tim Ferriss years ago in his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, which, again, ironically took me about a year to read The 4-Hour Workweek. It's heavy going. So I basically get most of my stuff done before I get out of bed. Because I know once I get up, the day starts going and starts going fast. So answer all valid overnight, not the like just chit chat stuff. I'm getting chit chat stuff now through a messenger before I get out of bed. Now, something else I've got a habit of doing, and I've been doing this now for, I want to thank actually Katie Rollins gave me this idea. For years, I've always sent a birthday message out from Facebook birthday messages. You guys know how to do that. I used to post on people's wall. And then Katie suggested send it as a private message. Now, if you just send a message that says happy birthday, it's not really going to engage. What I send is, have an amazing birthday from sunny La Jolla. Okay, it's almost sunny today, somewhere up there. From sunny La Jolla, and a couple of like emojis. It could be like someone dancing or a smiley face with the shades on, but it's enough to engage. So I send those out. I answer all overnight messages. Then I don't go back to them. I just leave it. I review my intentions, my DMOs, also the DMOs on the pre-boot when I'm doing that. That's first thing. Then I get out, because I find it, for me, I become more efficient. There's a great book called Let My People Go Surfing by the founder of, can't remember the company. It's an outdoor clothing company. And there's numerous studies on this. Google do it, Facebook do it, and it's a case of if you see someone staring at the wall or staring out the window, let them do it. It's a case of getting our mind working right. So whatever your jam is, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's, going for a walk, whatever it is, like to calm them. Otherwise, that way we're not getting frustrated and everything's getting done. So my next thing, after slamming slamming this case, the nap, that stuff with the 143, wow, that's a bit wired. So I basically keep everything very efficient. I'll go out, I'll go for a walk to a coffee shop. Because I don't drive, I've got 5 days in my pocket at all times. And with the stretchy Lululemon pants, you can actually carry, I've tried this, 10 5 days in your pockets, in the shorts. You get some odd looks walking down the street, but that's a whole different story. And I'll generally keep one or two separate ones. So the only time I don't charge for a 5 day is if I'm actually meeting someone for the first time and they've never had a max or ketones. I basically buy them a bottle of water, tell them to drink some, throw it in, and make them slam it right there and then. That's the only way I'll do it. And then what happens, I've just got a message now, and I said, how was it? She said, well, I didn't get to sleep till 2 o'clock, woke up at 6 o'clock, more energy than ever. This stuff is nuts. Can you explain it? I went, no, shut up and drink. That was it. Making things very efficient. So get out of the house, get to a coffee shop. Now, if you've got day jobs, I know that's going to be slightly more awkward if you got to do the school run. But what I do is I don't waste a minute. So when I walk into a coffee shop, and a coffee shop walk for me could be 5 minutes or 2 hours. Just depends where I'm going. I have one earbud in. Two's a bit dangerous when you're walking down the road. And I'll have either a book going or a podcast going or something. Now, do I remember everything that's said in the book and the podcast? No, absolutely not. It becomes like white noise. However, the efficiency of that means it goes into your subconscious. And if it's certain words, I was listening to one this morning, I've been listening to it all week, called The Plant Paradox by Dr. Stephen Gundry. And it's an amazing book. And I'm listening to it sort of subconsciously. All of a sudden, it starts talking about paleo and keto. And then my mind clicks in and I start listening consciously. So I know, Jess, we were talking about books and audibles the other day. Certain things, the Gary Vee book, the new one, Crushed, I need to physically buy a book because there's a lot of stuff that needs yellowing out in that. But the efficiency of listening to audibles or podcasts or whatever it may be, and one of the things I commit myself to is at least one book per week between now and the end of the year. I started that 3 months ago. Then I'm going to add 5 new people every single day into either my phone or my Facebook. Just new audience, fresh audience. To get I don't use business cards. This is efficiency. If I meet someone and I get chatting with them, I'll generally do the same thing. Do you use Facebook? Yeah. Just add me on Facebook. Like, I ask them to add me. I don't go looking for them. Add me on Facebook. I'll be on top. And if you're not on top, by the way, that's the world's best pickup line as well. Add me on Facebook. I'll be on top. Okay, but that's a different video for a different day. So if you're not on top, you're probably not engaged enough in your Facebook, which is fine if that's not your main sphere. It is for me as far as a connecting tool. And at that point, again, efficiency, if they send me a friend request, I answer it straight away and I'll just text them. Now, the other thing I'll do, again, for efficiency, and this is all just leadership tools that I use, I will get anyone's phone number, even a random stranger. I don't use business cards. I'll get chatting with them, and I literally will just hand them my phone open. Don't know how it works on Androids. I will hand them my phone open on contacts where it's ready to put their details in. I just say, hey, you know what? Let's stay in touch here. Stick your name and number in there, and I hand them the phone. Stick your name and number in there. I'll text you right back with my number. As I hand them the phone, I look away. So I'm not staring right at them, watching them type it in. And subconsciously, they will follow your actions. And my phone, when I worked out of Wall Street, what would that be? 6 years ago, I'm guessing? 7? When I worked out of Wall Street, I changed my phone. I had one phone number in it. Probably now I've got 11 or 12,000 phone numbers in my phone. And that's efficiency of not using business cards. I want the number in my phone. What I then do is I text them my name and I leave it. A day later, I look at all the texts that are just my name, and I'll send a one-liner. Hey, great running into you yesterday. Hey, great meeting you yesterday. Hey, great chatting with you yesterday. Something like that. So I'm constantly leaving these lines of communication open. I get to the coffee shop. I'm going all around the place here. I get to the coffee shop. By that time, there'll be a bunch of messages in my phone. It will be from the overnights that I've responded to. It will be from the birthday greetings. So by the time I sit down at a coffee shop, I've already got 10 or 20 or 30 conversations going. I'm not worried about when or how quick I answer them. I used to have the habit of, my notes are blowing away. I used to have the habit of sort of leaping all over can someone's child mute themselves, whoever it is? I used to have the habit of answering everything straight away, and that makes you look desperate, but it's also very inefficient. You keep going in and out and in and out and in and out of your messages. So I'll just run them down and then keep doing it that way. The other thing with that, and we were talking about this the other day, and this is why I don't like three-way calls. I prefer three-way text. Because it's sometimes very awkward to get everyone aligned perfectly on time. And so I do the three-way texting with people that connect me with them. I don't go looking for them, but people do connect me on three-way text. Now, at that point, again, efficiency, if you've got an Instagram, I know you guys got Instagram as well as Facebook. Yep. So I've got 3 Instagrams. What I do is I link them to my Facebook accounts. So I will post something. And efficiency, I've got 20 hashtags already in my notes. So, it could be keto coach, could be this, that, and the other, whatever it is in the notes. I'll literally copy, paste, picture, copy, paste, and then share it onto my Facebook page. So every Instagram's got a parallel Facebook page. So I'm posting once. I've got all the hashtags pretty much down already. And again, I just make it efficiency. Facebook, I very rarely, surprising it may seem, I very rarely scroll Facebook at all. I just don't have time. Then what I do is I go back through memories. Again, this is just efficiency. I go back through memories. Anything with more than sort of 5 or 10 comments on, I will throw something in the memory like, wow, 5 years ago. And it re-engages the thread. So, my phone's going all funny here. So basically, I'm just creating conversations all over and filling in the dots. So by the time I stop and sit down, there may be 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 comments or whatnot. I've not liked, I slipped up once, but I've not liked a Facebook comment, a Facebook post in probably 3 years now. I just find it bad form. I'll comment and get engagement because honestly, does anyone really pay attention to how many likes you get? It is a way of tracking back. If you've put something specific up there, it could be about reboot, could be whatever it may be. and you've got 20 likes, sure, go into them and private message, hey, John, just touching base, seeing how you're doing. Do not say, hey, thanks for liking my thing. You're only trying to engage. So what we're doing on efficiency is having hundreds of conversations open all over the place at any given time that you are in complete control of, that you can latch onto or latch off whenever you want. Next thing, I was talking with Brian about this. Connect with 20 green lights on Messenger a day. So if you know what I mean by green lights, it's when you go on your Messenger and it shows you who is live, who's actually on Messenger at that time. So then they show up as a green light. So I'll just hit it, but I'll hit different people every day. Like I'll scroll right down, people I've not had a conversation with for a month. I'll just, hey, John, how's your day going today? Simple as that. On the birthday greetings, the same sort of thing. They come back through Messenger. The ones that engage, you know, just you have an amazing birthday from sunny La Jolla. Yes, thanks, blah, 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 blah. Thanks for the wishes. Great. And I'll just carry on a conversation with them innocuously. Great to hear. What's new and exciting is a word I use. It's a phrase I use a lot. It engages people. So we've got this very constant stream of engagement across the board. What else? And I do the Audible and the podcast thing whenever I get time. So whenever I get chance being walking around. I don't waste the time. So as far as leadership goes, how do we fit everything else in? Well, Zooms are a great tool for coaching. What we need to do is, and this is a follow-on from something I learned from Brian a little while ago, if you're just starting leadership, you've got to take that shotgun approach. You've got to literally do a little bit of work with everyone. And then, as people, you know, what's the phrase we use? Commit to those who commit to you. I will generally work with 3 or 4 people, that's it, closely on a leadership point of view. Because efficiency-wise, I'd rather give 25% of my time each to 4 people than 5% of my time to 20 people. So that's how to be efficient with it. And you'll get used to other people's working habits. I think Brian was talking the other day about one of my pet peeves is the thumbs up sign or the emoji sign on Messenger. It just switches me off completely because it keeps going ping, 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 ping. If I look at it and that's what it is, I just switch my Messenger off because I'm missing, and then I end up missing proper messages. So it's just poor form to do that because it distracts other people, and sometimes the message gets so diluted that we've missed the initial message. So again, the efficiency, just making the time work. Is there a right time of day to do all this stuff? No, it doesn't matter. We live in a 24/7 society. We just make it work. Also, live events that you do. So I committed to doing 100 in 120 days, however, with other people. So while I'm out, I'm also scouting for places to have live events, be it coffee mornings, splash parties, which we call them here, whatever, like meetup type things. So all the time you're looking for these little hacks, you're connecting with people. Oh, like last night I saw a guy that owns the coffee shop. I know he's got a bunch of other stuff. And I just said, hey, you know what? We're doing a coffee morning, blah, 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 blah. And one of his competitors. I said, if you've got any locations you need people bringing to, just let me know and we'll bring people in. I went, yeah, I've got a place in Ocean Beach. Like, when's your quiet nights? This is another leadership thing. When's your quiet nights? That's what I'm asking them. And like, oh, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I said, okay, I've got stuff Tuesday and Wednesdays. I could do Thursdays for you. Does that work? Yeah, done. It's that simple. It's that simple. And on the live events, it doesn't matter if there's 2 people show up or 200. Work with who's there. I had one the other day. There was 3 of us there speaking and 1 person showed up. But we did the hour anyway, and she became Scott's first SmartShip customer. So I just want to keep track of the time. I can't even see it on here. My phone's gone. Okay. So does anyone have any questions that you want to type in or even if you want to unmute yourself, has anyone got any questions? We've got about 14 minutes on efficiency hacks for leadership. Who's that? Just unmute yourself if you've got any questions.
Tony, it's Missy from Pennsylvania.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, I have a question. So I'm new at the whole leadership thing. How many times do you follow up with your promoters, like, and try to engage them, offer Zooms and things like that? And they can't, they don't have time, things like that.
As strange as this may sound to you, I generally don't. They follow up with me. So I'm not chasing people down. Commit to those that commit to you. So someone like Dawn, who may be on here, I can't see who's on. Someone like Dawn will probably text me 10 times a day or message me 10 times a day, or Ken Cools up in BC will do the same. And there's a handful of people that I'll communicate with constantly throughout the day, backwards and forwards. But I don't chase people down at all, and it's not an arrogance thing, it's just an efficiency thing. Hey, there's the link for the Zoom, and like, be on it, don't be on it, doesn't matter. Commit to those that commit to you. I've made the mistake in the past of chasing people down, and it tends to become a battle of frustration. Something else I would say on that one, as far as promoters go, I mean, obviously, we're very heavily customer centric, is one of the things I do is with customers, and I got this from Jesse Lee. If any of your customers are on Facebook Messenger, just touch base with them, but not about business. Just like, hey, John, just touching base, how you doing? And what that will do is it re-engages them. So today I've had 3 people show up at my door today for Splash, because I've just mentioned, Nat. So I did a video and just flashed it around on a video and didn't make a big deal about it. And all of a sudden they're re-engaging. Hey, do you have some of that stuff? Yeah, sure. Can I get some? Well, if you come by my house and buy a 5-day, you can. Yeah, for sure. But customers, fanatical customers, and I said this 3 years and change ago when we first started, I said to Brian James, I will take 100 fanatical customers over 1,000 promoters, and over 5 years will outperform. So one of the hacks I do with customers is, and efficiency-wise, when they're registering, I make sure 100% of them go SmartShip. There's a way, and again, it's simple. We're just talking with Nick about how many notes I've got in my phone. Like I put notes in my phone, but I've got that many notes, I can't find anything now. And one of the things I do is when someone's about to order, I always say, whether it's face-to-face or via a text type message, hey, by the way, I've got to let you know, if you want 22% off all your regular orders for life and a free box every 4th month, hit today and SmartShip when you order. Now, I bat pretty much 100% on SmartShips. Now, once the order's in, I then hit them up with, oh, by the way, if you want your stuff free, as a customer, all you need to do is refer 2 people that do the same as you. Not promote it, just 2 people that do the same as you. And one could be a friend and one could be a neighbor or whatever it may be. And if you want any help on how to do that, just hit me up. So what we're doing there is we're engaging them. Now, once someone's getting free products, then I'll engage with them, maybe a few weeks later, just letting you know you still qualify for free products. You may be losing money by not being a promoter. However, I just got to let you know, if you did want to do it, it's $37 a year to register. And I don't ask you, I just leave it up in the air. What we're doing here is we're engaging customers that are becoming promoters. And I've heard this a lot from a lot of people, that I need more promoters. Hey, I need more promoters. But I'm not going looking for promoters. I'm looking for fanatical customers that will spread the word and become promoters that way. What we're not doing is we're not trying to push, we're trying to pull. The lady that just showed up here literally drove to my house after watching a live stream, and she's a customer, and she just said, you know what, I'm a real estate agent, I don't make enough money, I need some more income, and you live by the beach. So that's telling me you don't have a job and there's money to be made. Okay, yeah, you know what? Come by the mansion on Tuesday night, and I won't use the word mind something you with, and I said, like 3 years ago, me and the guy living in the mansion couldn't afford to buy lunch between us. And she said, well, I'm busy Tuesday night. I went, well, unbusy yourself. Like, you just asked me a question. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going off on a tangent here as usual. I can't see the time. How long have we been on here? Right, we've got 5 minutes left. Has anyone got any other questions? Josh, Nick, you guys got any feedback, comments, anything on this? Jess, anyone? Who's on here? I can't even see who's on. Who's on? Dawn's on. I've already spoken with Dawn 6,000 times today already, so at least. Right, so final wrap on this one is the use of social media. You know, get up in the morning, put something kind of inspirational, it could be anything on there. You're just trying to engage. And then over the course of the day, when I get off this call now, there'll probably be like 5, 10, 15 messages, whether it's through text, messenger, but that doesn't happen overnight. That I get birthday responses from birthday greetings that I sent a week ago, because not everyone's got the messenger on. So all you're doing for efficiency is keeping so many lines of conversation going. I don't know how many conversations I have per day, but I speak with message customers, I message promoters, but it's never like pushing people forward. So I hope that kind of answers your question there, Missy. It's not pushing people forward. It's, you know, letting them know when there's a Zoom, letting them know when there's a thing. And, you know, and people get that through their Pulse. So that's the other thing. Make sure your customers all have the Pulse app downloaded. Because all of a sudden they'll see stuff and then they get plugged in. Right.
Hey, Tony?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I just wanted to, I mean, you don't never follow up with your promoters, but you definitely follow up with the ones who you know are following up with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah.
I totally agree that you can't spend the time and energy to be chasing people unless they really want it. So, but checking in with them and seeing where they're at, because things may change with them.
Yeah, so I mean, you are one of the people I speak with every single day. Ken is another one, and incidentally, okay, this always happens. It's always the people that go to the events that are the most engaged coming out of the events. So the events cannot be underestimated, and for those of you that have been to the events, you'll understand that. Efficiency-wise, I'm not going to New York City for a weekend. That's, for me, it's not efficient leadership. And I lived in New York City, and it's November, which means I'd have to buy pants because I don't actually own a pair of pants. So I'm not doing it. Bahamas, yeah, great. However, I'm on a run right now. And the final thing I'm going to wrap with this, actually, is this is a cyclical business. It's a seasonal business. And it's the same as the reboot. It's the work we do when the reboot isn't available that lines up the reboot kits. It's the work that we're doing now that's going to pay off on January the 1st or the week between Christmas and New Year. It's all the seeds we're planting now. You know, it's this time of year. I mean, what is it? Statistically, it depends which survey you look at, but people put on more weight between Thanksgiving and Christmas than any other time of the year. And then we know what happens between Christmas and New Year's is everyone starts thinking about New Year's resolutions, but you need to be planting those seeds now. The seeds I was planting 3.5 years ago, when people thought I was a complete lunatic with, if you told your doctor how I lived, your doctor would probably tell you I should be dead. I did a DEXA scan with a lady, funnily enough, I met her yesterday. She was the one that only had 4 hours sleep and was back training clients. I did a DEXA scan, a full body scan, and she said to me, I think you put your age in wrong. I went, no, that's my age. She said, no, that can't be right. And she said, how many times a day do you eat? I went, I eat like once every day or two. She said, oh, you eat once or twice a day? I said, no, I eat once every day or two. She said, that doesn't make sense. I went, well, is your machine broken? Said, no, it's not. Okay. Apparently, I've got this extremely fast metabolism. So that engaged her to the degree where I met her at an event, let's say a month ago. She's been watching Facebook. She wants to meet up with me. That's planting seeds. Guys that thought I was a lunatic 3 years ago for suggesting eating 1 meal a day or sleeping 3 hours a night, that's all. It's not sustainable. They've been watching 3 years of this, more than sustainable. I watched this carnivore diet thing for 6 months thinking it was insane until I tried it. And I'm going like, holy, I'm engaged with all these people. So what we're doing right now as leaders is planting seeds. It depends on the size of your organization. I'm not sure where everyone's at. However, and I'm going to use Dawn as an example. Dawn shows up pretty much at every single event. Guess what? So does Dawn's organization show up at pretty much every single event. So that's leadership. And it doesn't really matter where the event is, just we make it work. So any final ones before I wrap this, guys? Anything? Dawn, Missy, Holly, who else we got on here? Who's that? Jade, is it? Jade's iPhone. That's a strange surname. Who else we got? The Bearded Wonders of Josh and Nick. And is that Kelly by you? Okay. And Jess, anything, guys, before we wrap it? So I had no plan. Nick hit me up, and I thought, let's talk about efficiency and AQ, because that's exactly what happened here right now. And I come home to find my Mac has stopped working. I'm like, hey, we just make it work anyway. And that is leadership to a T, is make it work anyway. It doesn't ruffle the feathers. Drink loads of this stuff and you will be calm. And I think I got through that whole thing without swearing. So there's a first. Guys, peace out from the ocean. How's the weather where you are?
Miserable.
Right, how do I do this now? Stop. Will this just automatically record? Recording. Disconnect audio. Okay, maybe